Good evening. I'm Adam Silverman. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Vermont State Police. Standing beside me is Doug DeSabato, the Grand Isle County State's Attorney. I'm able to provide now an update on the incident that we've been investigating since a little after 8 o'clock this evening, which was the what appears to be the intentional striking of a Grand Isle County Sheriff's deputy who was on foot by a vehicle. We had been looking for the suspect. Since that incident, after he drove into the deputy, he ran from the scene on foot just before the top of the hour, so just over 10 minutes ago, about 15 minutes ago now. Law enforcement located him at his home in Grand Isle, and he was taken into custody without any further incident. He will be brought to the State Police Barracks in St. Albans for processing and is expected to face charges tomorrow. Those charges will be filed by State's Attorney DeSabato's office, and Mr. Marks will appear before a judge at the courthouse in North Hero. Regarding the Grand Isle County Sheriff's deputy who was hit by the vehicle, he had made a traffic stop and had concluded that traffic stop and was on foot walking back to his vehicle, the car that he had stopped, then drove a short distance away from the scene, made a U-turn here on Route 7 behind me, on Route 2 here behind me, and then drove directly into the deputy as he was walking back to his cruiser. Struck the deputy and dragged him under the car for a distance until off the road until the vehicle struck a grove of trees. The deputy was pinned under the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle jumped out of the vehicle and ran off. First responders arrived. It took about 30 minutes, and they were able to extract the deputy from under the vehicle. He was brought to the University of Vermont Medical Center in Burlington by ambulance for treatment of his injuries. We're relieved and very pleased to be able to report that his injuries are not believed to be life-threatening, and his condition is stable, but like I said, he remains at the hospital at this time. We had multiple law enforcement agencies that were here, multiple first response agencies that were here. Obviously, State's Attorney DeSabato responded to the scene as well. Multiple units within the Vermont State Police, including our crash reconstruction team, detectives from our Bureau of Criminal Investigations, our crash reconstruction team, as well as troopers from our Field Force Division. So this was an intensive and very fast evolving situation that thankfully has now concluded with the arrest of the suspect. State Attorney DeSabato, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
This has been I've been learning as all the facts as I've arrived on the scene, but based on what I understand has happened, this is a outrageous act, and based on what I've heard, this is an attempted homicide, and we are treating it very seriously. As soon as I get the affidavit of probable cause, I'll be making a decision about charging this individual with a crime or multiple crimes, and he will be arraigned tomorrow in the Grand Isle County Courthouse.
And then the last thing I'll add too is since the incident happened, the road here, which is a major artery through Grand Isle County, has been closed. There is a detour in place. People are able to go around the scene. We expect the closure to last for approximately another hour, but again, and any drivers who might be coming through, this is on the ferry access route, just please drive slowly, drive carefully, be aware there is an active scene and an active investigation that's taking place, and bring your patience if you're driving through this area overnight tonight, especially over the course of the next hour or so. I don't think we have much more information that we're able to provide, but certainly if you have questions, we can take them.
Is this the first time that a Vermont police officer has been violently targeted this year?
This year? I certainly can't think of any other incidents. I mean, we're in March. I think we know from statistics that one of the most dangerous situations that any member of law enforcement can find themselves in is something that seems to to the public, to outsiders, as being very routine, and that's making a motor vehicle stop. and for lots of different reasons, including the unknowns, the variables that a member of law enforcement faces when they walk up to a car, not knowing who the driver is, not knowing what the circumstances are they might encounter. There is always a potential high level of volatility in something that seemingly is routine, like a traffic stop. And then you add a layer onto that as well, where often we see members of law enforcement seriously injured or killed by passing vehicles. This is one of the reasons, for instance, that Vermont and many other states now have move-over laws. But even on top of that now, when you have to layer in what appears to be, from our preliminary investigation, the intentional striking, the targeting of a law enforcement officer in this situation. As the state's attorney said, it is a shocking and appalling turn of events, and I think all of us are very grateful that this did not turn out any worse than it did, because we all could be standing here facing an absolutely unthinkable and tragic situation tonight, and we're incredibly lucky, and I'm very glad that we are not.
Listen, thank you both for being here. Can I just ask, was Marks known to police at all before what happened tonight?
I am not familiar with him. I can't speak beyond that. It's not a name that I knew, and I don't know here in Grand Isle County.
I was not familiar with this person. So, and I've been state's attorney for over a decade. What I will say that, based on what I've heard and the targeting of somebody, a law enforcement officer trying to do their job, is not going to be tolerated. Period. In Grand Isle County, in the islands, we're not going to tolerate it. And I'm mortified that this happened in our community tonight.
And real quick, it was a traffic stop. Was he speeding? Is that what it was?
That I don't know what the purpose of the stop was. We will find that out.
Yeah, my understanding is very, the 50,000 foot view. It was a motor vehicle violation. I don't know what type of violation, what the observed violation was. Obviously that's going to depend on speaking with the deputy who conducted the motor vehicle stop, reviewing evidence, whatever, video footage or radio logs that may be available. And I think the state's attorney and I, as I stand here, we just don't have that information at our fingertips. But it was a traffic violation, a moving violation of some kind.
And last question for me, still keeping the deputy's name under wraps at this point in time?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Great. I'm good. Thank you both so much. Really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.